The joke came during dessert, right after Mom brought out her famous tiramisu. My brother Ryan raised his wine glass and grinned at the table full of family. Here's to Sophie, the family ATM. Always open, never closed, and somehow never runs out of money. Everyone laughed. Dad clinked his glass against Ryan's. My sister-in-law Jennifer giggled into her napkin. Even Mom smiled as she served dessert. I sat at the end of the table, fork halfway to my mouth, frozen. "What's wrong, Sophie?" Ryan asked, still grinning. "It's just a joke. You know we love you." "She has no life she can pay," Jennifer added, reaching for her wine. "I mean, what else are you going to spend it on? You never go anywhere. Never do anything. Might as well help family, right?" More laughter. Dad nodded approvingly. "Jennifer has a point. You're 31, single, no kids, living in that small place. We have real expenses. Real needs." I set down my fork carefully. "What real needs are those?" "Well, Ryan and I need to renovate the kitchen," Jennifer said, pulling out her phone to show pictures. "It'll cost about $40,000. We were hoping you could help with half. And your mother and I need a new car," Dad added. "The sedan is 12 years old. We found a nice Lexus. $60,000. We figured you could cover 30. I looked at Mom. "And you agree with this?" Mom shrugged, serving herself tiramisu. "Miji, you make good money. You never spend it on yourself. Why not help family? That's what we do. Plus, we're planning a family trip to Hawaii," Ryan said excitedly. "All of us. A week at a resort." Jennifer found an amazing package. 18,000 total. Split 5 ways, that's. "I can do math," I interrupted. "That's 3,600 each." "Actually," Jennifer smiled sweetly, "we were thinking since you don't have kids and the rest of us do, maybe you could cover more. Say 8,000. That way the families with children pay less." I stared at her. "You want me to pay almost half for a family vacation?" "Your family too," Dad said firmly. "And you can afford it. That's what being the responsible one means. You help those who need it." Ryan leaned back, grinning. "Come on, Sophie. Don't be difficult. We all know you have the money. You drive that old Honda, live in a studio apartment, never take vacations. Where does it all go?" "Savings," I said quietly. "Savings for what?" Jennifer laughed. "You're single. You don't need a house fund or college fund. Just sitting on money while your family struggles is kind of selfish, don't you think?" The word hung in the air. Selfish. "How much have I given you?" I asked Ryan directly. His smile faltered. "What?" "Over the past 8 years. How much money have I given you?" "I don't know. We don't keep track. That's what makes it family, not business." "I keep track," I said. "I have spreadsheets. Would you like to know the number?" The table went quiet. Dad's face darkened. "Sophie, don't start." $93,000, I continued. "To Ryan and Jennifer. Car down payment. Wedding costs. Credit card debt. Baby expenses. The boat. The home theater system. $93,000 in 8 years. Jennifer's face went red. "Those were loans. We were planning to pay you back." "Were you?" "Because I've never seen a payment. Not one." "This is inappropriate dinner conversation," Mom said sharply. "We're family. We don't talk about money like this." "You just spent 20 minutes planning how to spend my money," I pointed out. $50,000 for your expenses, plus $8,000 for a vacation I didn't agree to. That's $58,000 you've allocated from my account without asking me. Because you always say yes." Ryan's voice rose. "Why go through the whole song and dance when we know you'll help anyway? Maybe I won't this time." Dad's fist hit the table. "Enough. You will help your family. We raised you. Paid for your education. Put a roof over your head for 18 years. You owe us. I've paid you back $147,000 over 10 years, I said calmly. If we're keeping score, I'd say we're more than even. Mom gasped. You're counting what we spent raising you? What kind of daughter does that? The kind who's tired of being called an ATM, I said standing. I need to make a call. Excuse me. I walked to the backyard and dialed my accountant's number. Marcus picked up on the second ring. Sophie? Everything okay? They're doing it again. Planning my finances for me. I need you to prepare the documentation we discussed. Are you sure? Once we do this, there's no going back. I thought about Ryan's joke. The laughter. The casual way they'd allocated $58,000 of my money. The word, selfish, for wanting to keep my own savings. I'm sure. How fast can you put it together? I can have everything ready by tomorrow afternoon. I'll need them all present. I'll handle it, I said. Send the meeting invitation to the family group chat. Conference room at your office. 2 p.m. tomorrow. Tell them it's about family financial planning. They'll come running, Marcus said dryly. They always do when they think there's money involved. Marcus's office occupied the top floor of the Riverside Financial Building. His conference room had a massive table, leather chairs, and a wall of windows overlooking the city. My family arrived at 1:55 p.m. looking excited. They thought this was about me funding their plans officially. Setting up family trust. Making it easier for them to access my money. They sat down eagerly, Ryan already pulling out his renovation plans, Jennifer with her Hawaii resort brochures. Marcus entered in his sharp suit, carrying an accordion file thick with documents. He set it on the table with a heavy thud. Thank you all for coming, Marcus began professionally. I'm Marcus Chin, Sophie's CPA and financial advisor for the past 12 years. Sophie asked me to prepare a comprehensive review of family financial transactions. Dad smiled. Good. It's about time we formalize things. Made this easier for everyone. Actually, Marcus said, opening the file, this is about something different. Sophie has concerns about unauthorized use of her funds and wants to establish clear boundaries going forward. The excitement drained from the room. Marcus pulled out the first document. Over the past 10 years, Sophie has transferred a total of $412,000 to family members. Here's the breakdown by recipient. He slid papers across the table. Ryan's face went pale as he looked at his total. Jennifer's mouth opened in shock. Dad and Mom stared at their number in silence. 400,000? Dad's voice was weak. That can't be right. It's meticulously documented, Marcus said. Bank transfers, checks, Venmo payments, cash withdrawals with corresponding notes. Every transaction recorded and categorized. Most of those were gifts, Ryan protested. Not loans. Gifts. Were they? Marcus asked as he pulled out another stack of papers. These texts, emails, and written notes all use the words loan or borrow. About 68% of the money was requested as loans. Legally, that means debt. Jennifer gave a nervous laugh. You're joking. This is family. You can't expect us to pay back family gifts. They were family loans, I said quietly. You called them loans when you wanted money. You called them gifts when I asked for repayment. Marcus continued. We also found something serious. 3 years ago, someone added themselves as a joint holder on one of Sophie's savings accounts. Sophie never approved this. The signature isn't hers. He placed the paper in front of Dad. Dad's face went gray. That was for emergencies, Dad said weakly. In case something happened to you. Then why did you take $15,000 last year? I asked. And why did you lie and say it was for car repairs when it was actually a vacation to Florida? Mom jumped up. This is crazy. Sophie, what are you doing? We're your family. Sit down, Mrs. Torres, Marcus said firmly. We're not done. He pulled out more documents. Bank fraud is a federal crime. Forging signatures is a felony. Accessing accounts without permission can lead to fines and even prison. The room went silent. But Sophie wants to solve this peacefully, Marcus continued. On one condition. Ryan swallowed. What condition? I opened my folder. You repay the money you borrowed. Every dollar. You can use a payment plan. And you must sign an agreement giving up all access to my financial information and promising not to ask me for money again. Repay it. Jennifer cried. How are we supposed to find $93,000? The same way I earned it, I said calmly. Work. Budget. The things you've never had to do because I supported your lifestyle. Dad shook his head. This is insane. You'd break up your family over money? You broke our relationship first, I said. You treated me like a resource, not a person. Every dinner is a pitch. Every call is a request. Every holiday comes with a list of expenses you want me to cover. When did any of you last ask how I was? What I wanted? What my dreams were. No one spoke. Last night Ryan called me the family ATM, I said. You all laughed. Jennifer said I have no life so I can pay. You made it clear how you see me, not as a daughter or sister but as money. Mom's eyes filled with tears. That's not true. We love you. You love my bank account, I said. There's a difference. Marcus slid the settlement papers forward. These are payment plans based on income. The monthly payments are reasonable over 5 years. Sign these and Sophie won't press charges. And if we don't? Ryan asked. Then I report the fraud to the police and the FBI, Marcus said. Your credit will collapse. You'll face criminal charges. And you will never get money from Sophie again. Dad lifted the papers with shaking hands. He and Mom owed $147,000. The monthly payment was high but possible. This will ruin us, he whispered. No, it won't, I said. You'll budget. Cut costs. Stop overspending. Exactly what you told me to do when I was younger. But we're your parents, Mom sobbed. How can you do this to us? How could you forge my signature? I asked. How could you steal $15,000? How could you sit at dinner and plan to spend $58,000 of my money without asking? Jennifer cried as she read her paper. We have 3 kids, Sophie. How can we afford this? Cancel the kitchen remodel, I said. Sell the boat. Keep your cars longer. Stop taking luxury vacations. Stop living on my money. Ryan slammed the table. This is cruel. We're family. Family doesn't steal, I said. Family doesn't forge documents. Family doesn't treat someone like an ATM. You taught me actions have consequences. These are yours. Marcus checked his watch. You have 24 hours to sign and return these agreements. After that, Sophie files the fraud reports. I stood to leave. I loved you all. I would have helped you if you respected me. If you saw me as a person, not a bank account. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine. Dad's voice stopped me at the door. What about the Hawaii trip? I turned back. What about it? Can we still go? As a family. I stared at him. After everything, the documents, the fraud, the repayment plans, he was still asking for vacation money. No, Dad. You can't. You'll be too busy working to pay back what you stole. I walked out. Behind me, I heard Mom crying, Jennifer arguing with Ryan, Dad demanding to know how this had happened. 23 hours later, all 4 signed agreements arrived via email. The monthly payments began the following week. Ryan and Jennifer sold the boat and canceled the renovation. They got second jobs. Dad and Mom downsized and both found part-time work. The Hawaii trip was forgotten. They tried to contact me for months, apologizing, explaining, begging for reduced payments. I didn't respond. I used my savings to finally take my own vacation. 3 weeks in Italy. I bought a real apartment. I adopted 2 cats. I took cooking classes. I joined a book club. I did all the things I'd wanted to do but couldn't because my money was always going to family emergencies. And I wasn't lonely. I wasn't selfish. I wasn't the villain they tried to paint me as. I was free. A year later, Ryan sent an email, we're even. Paid off early. Can we talk? I archived it without responding. Some relationships aren't meant to be rebuilt. Some families are only families when there's something to take. The family ATM was permanently closed. And I'd never felt richer.